alive, guys, and greetings from Canada. Yep, I've made it to the 2022 Toronto International Film Festival. I'm so happy to be here. I'm very excited to see so many movies in the lineup and be giving you some nice early reviews for you as well. So if you are new to the channel, do hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of those upcoming reviews. And if you want to stay up to date with all my reactions, coverage, opinions from TIFF, be sure to follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Letterboxd. It's all on the screen and in the video description down below. Anyway, shall we talk about some movies? Yep. Thought so. The first one I'm going to be talking about is actually one of my most anticipated films from the TIFF lineup this year, and it's the new musical comedy biopic about the legendary parody singer-songwriter Alfred Yankovic. It's called Weird, the Yankovich Story. It's directed by Eric Appel and stars none other than Daniel Radcliffe as the Grammy-winning, accordion-playing, curly-haired hitmaker of such classics like Eat It, I Love Rocky Road, and Like a Surgeon. Just gonna say this now, guys, I was a big fan of Weird Al as a teenager, and to be fair, I'm still a big fan of his work. I love listening to his music. I've been blasting the Pokerama ever since they announced there was gonna be a Weird Al movie. I came from the Venice Film Festival all the way to Canada for TIFF, and I arrived yesterday morning, and my jet-lagged ass thought it would be a good idea to attend the Midnight Madness screening of Weird, the Yankovich Story on the very first night. And you know what? My instincts were bang on the money, because even though my body was physically exhausted, I had such a blast watching this film, surrounded by others in the cinema. It reminded me of the joy of watching a movie for the first time, surrounded by strangers. Like, the atmosphere in the cinema was incredible. If anybody ever goes to TIFF, I highly recommend checking out a movie at the Midnight Madness program. It's fantastic. People were laughing their asses off, we were singing along. At one point we were all doing that funky chicken dance, you know, the in the cinema. It was so much fun. Also, like Weird Al himself, who actually co-wrote the screenplay for this movie with Eric Appel, this film does not take itself the least bit serious. I love that Weird Al was like, well, if we're gonna make a biopic about my life, then we have to at least make it a parody, because that's my brand. And that's actually the USP of Weird, the Yankovich Story. It's a piss take of super serious biopics. You've got all the typical biopic cliches within Weird. Like, it starts off with his version of a sad childhood, which is where he's just misunderstood by his parents. They don't understand him and he's got some daddy issues. And then flash forward to him as an adult, and then he's got his almost overnight stratospheric rise to fame. And then, of course, you get the inevitable downfall of reaching such heights with too much booze, partying, sex, drugs, and of course, Madonna. And then, of course, you gotta cap the film off with a redemption arc for Weird Al Yankovic. So yeah, you've got all the ingredients of a biopic, but the tone and the execution of this film is so over the top that it's actually satirizing biopics. And because of that, it's actually refreshing, because it really is a one-of-a-kind in the biopic genre. You just know that everybody that was involved in making this film was having such a fun time on set. Like, their joy is so visible on their faces, and it radiates off the screen, and it just makes for a deliriously enjoyable watch. It's not gonna be to everyone's taste, this film. Like, it is quite lowbrow, but sometimes it's just nice to watch a film that's made for the fun of it, and that's enough. Honestly, these days we don't get a whole lot of movies like this, so you gotta really savor them when they do come along. Let's talk about the performances. I thought that Daniel Radcliffe was wonderful as Weird Al. It was such a bizarre bit of casting when they announced it, but Daniel Radcliffe is so committed to it, and I thought he was just absolutely brilliant. He was clearly having fun, and it's nice to see this other side of him. You can tell that he's lip syncing in the musical numbers, but unlike Rami Malek in Bohemian Rhapsody, Daniel Radcliffe actually gets away with it because of the film's goofy tone. The film isn't trying to be serious, so we're not supposed to take his performance as a serious Oscar caliber performance. There's also great work from Evan Rachel Wood, who plays Madonna, and Rainn Wilson, who plays Al's mentor, Dr. Demento. There's actually a moment where the film almost breaks the fourth wall when Doc says to Al, "I won't be your mentor, but I'll be your D-mentor." like the Dementors from Harry Potter, and the shot of Dan Rad after that line just lingers on him a little bit too long, and the look on his face is like exasperated, just like, haha, get it? Harry Potter reference. But yeah, it made me chuckle. Also, a shout out to Toby Huss and Julianne Nicholson, who played Al's parents. I thought they were so funny. Also, the cameos in this were a real treat. I'm not gonna say who shows up because I don't want to spoil it for you, but every time a famous person showed up for a cameo in this, the audience were losing their minds. And like, some of them weren't even that famous, but there's this scene at a pool party, and it's like a who's who of famous faces from the past playing other notable celebrities. Yeah, there was a lot of cameos in this. Keep your eyes open. Other than that, what else do I have to say about a movie like this? Like, it's hard to give a deep, thoughtful analysis of a movie that's not very deep. But I will say the musical numbers were toe-tapping, head-boppingly fun and catchy. They were very well executed. The costumes as well were garishly accurate. I don't think any other film in the history of cinema has had this many Hawaiian shirts in it. Does it have any Oscars chances? No. Come on, get serious, people. Let's ask them 3 questions. Firstly, would I watch it again? Yep, for sure. This is the type of movie I would love to watch again with some friends, like for a movie night, who have a lot of drinks and just get drunk and have a fun time watching it. So yeah, I would watch this again, and I would buy a copy of it and add it to my collection back home. Question 2, do I recommend it for you guys? Oh, you know, I do. It's not like a great work of art or anything, but it is a blunt satire on the biopic genre, which I think most people would enjoy. Daniel Radcliffe's also great in it, and it showcases a side of him you might not be used to seeing. If you like zany movies like Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar, then yeah, this is right up your alley. Give it a watch. I would recommend trying to watch it in a cinema if you can. Like, it's definitely a film better appreciated watching with strangers, but I think it's going to be on Roku for streaming. I didn't even know what Roku was until I came to this festival. So yes, you can catch it on Roku. And third question, what score do you give it out of 10? Weird, the Al Yankovic Story is an unapologetically silly film, and in my opinion, silly is a seriously underrated and undervalued part of cinema these days. In these testing times, it's just nice to watch something goofy and fun, but I also did think there was more substance in Weird Al than the smorgasbord of biopics we get on a yearly basis. So I'm gonna give Weird, the Al Yankovic Story a score of 8 out of 10. But as always, guys, it's just one bloke's opinion. I do want to hear from you guys. Are you excited for Weird, the Al Yankovic Story? Will you be watching it? If you have, what did you make of it? And do let me know what your favorite Weird Al song is in the comment section down below. If you have enjoyed this video, help me out by hitting that thumbs up button. For more movie, TV, and Oscars related content, don't forget to click subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching, guys. For more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hearfield, and I'll see you next time. Shit! Yep, that was not a good idea, because I've just thrown all the popcorn into my suitcase. Good job, Luke.